Yeah, my name's Todd Blatt. I'm a maker. This is the Baltimore Node. I'm the president here. I've been a member for just about 8 years. We started about 8.5 years ago, or maybe I've been a member for about 7.5, so almost the whole time, but I wasn't here for the founding of it. So I don't know everything that happened then. But I can tell you it started from a Reddit post. So one of our most recently departed member, not that he died, he's just not here anymore. He posted on Reddit and said, "Hey, does anybody want to start a makerspace in Baltimore?" And this, I guess, is 2009 or so, in the summer, and enough people commented and said, "Yeah, that's something I'm interested in." I think they all got together and each put in like $300 or $600 or something like that, where it would be enough money for their year of membership to pay. And they decided $50 a month, and we could get a space to rent. And then if it doesn't work after a year, if we don't keep getting new members, or if we can't afford a space, then we won't. I'm just guessing at that. I don't know it's exactly, but it was something like they got 6 people together, then it was like 9 people, and then they got a space down the street from here, not that far, and it was about, I think, 680 square feet, something like that. So it was one room. There was a big long table down the middle. People could plug in their computers. I think they had some tools that were donated, or people who had tools brought it there, and they started like that.
And now you guys are, what kind of access and what does it cost people to get it?
Well, it's the same price. We've never changed the membership dues. It's still $50 a month. We have an option where it's 2 people who live together, the cohabitation discount. They can pay $75. And then there's a couple work trade membership people where we have a couple of people around that help clean up or improve the space in exchange for membership. But there's other models like where you can teach a class, and then the money that you raise from hosting the class can go towards your membership, things like that. Um, we've really never lost members over time. It's mostly been people signing up and losing members at the same time. So we've been, steadily growing, and for the last couple of years, I think we've been hovering right around 30 members, which is we're not a for-profit organization. We're not profiting off that membership. Basically, everything that we get goes to improving the space, paying for rent, paying for utilities, and yeah.
And so you're able to afford the space just on the memberships now?
Right, yeah, it's always been that way. I think that first startup money was just the people prepaying for their membership, so we had enough money to get some equipment and some and sign a lease and have money in the bank for the lease payment.
Right. And so have you had any struggles or conflicts over the time that you've been running here?
Nothing major. I mean, just what comes to mind. We had one toxic member, and we asked them not to be a member anymore, and there's been a couple instances like that where somebody like wasn't paying dues and then still had a key, so we had to like ask them for the key back. But for the most part, we've just had a group consensus on when somebody wanted to join. We would talk and say, what are you interested in? What are you going to do in this space? And what kind of person are you? And people would just kind of talk about what they want to work on, and for the most part, everything's been fine. So it's been, I mean, we've had probably, if I had to guess, I'd say 120 members. Like, we have 30, but over the last 8 or 9 years, it's been just people move to town and they're here for a year or two and they leave town. So we've had a lot of turnover, and there's only a couple of the original members who are still members now, just because life happens. It's a long time for, we started in 2009, so it's been a while. Um, and since that first space where we had like the 680 square feet, I think it was, we've moved 3 times. So we moved from that space in that building, went from the ground floor up to the second floor, and then we had like a big giant room there. So our rent increased, and our square footage increased, and our membership increased. We were able to get bigger tools, more tools, and have more space. And then we moved from that building to one around the corner from there, which was maybe 5 years ago. And we were there for a few years, and then we moved to this building. So the first building kind of got shut down, or voluntarily unoccupied. The second building was sold, so we had to move out of that. And then we moved into this building, and the owner of the building is a member also. And that was the case of the previous 2 landlords too. but he like owns the whole building, and we're sharing it with him. So it's we feel like home here. It's our biggest space, it's our best space. We got a lot more tools here.
Right. So what does somebody have to do to become a member?
To become a member, you have to fill out. You have to come to the space. We suggest people come 2 or 3 times to open hacks to meet other members. There's a membership form, so you fill out that form, and it's just basic information. You then give that membership form to an officer, and the officer accepts it and reads it over and says, "Cool, thanks for filling out this form." You can then start paying dues, and you're a member. If you want to be a key holding member or a member that uses tools, you have to prove competency in those tools, and you have to be voted in to have a key. And that requires like talking to more members and having a vote, and everyone says, yes, this is a person that we would trust with the key, or no, don't give that guy a key, he stole my watch, or So for the most part, everyone's a key holding member, can come whenever they want and do whatever they want.
Right. And some of the questions that other places have asked me as I go forward to ask other spaces and they're curious to learn about are, how do you guys handle your education programs, and are they for the community? Are they specifically for members? And what kind of regular schedule, or just whenever they feel like doing it?
Well, we're not an education space. There are other makerspaces in Baltimore that are focused on teaching, and that is just very different from our model. Our model is we want a place to work on our projects, and we want to collaborate and have other members around so you can ask each other questions about things. But as far as regimented classes, there's no like syllabus and course load, and I mean, I've been to other places where they have that. Just that's not how ours was originally set up. It was more of like, I want a place where I can whack on things that I won't wake my neighbors up, or I want to, use a table saw. That being said, we have had several different workshops, and it's more of that, more of a, hey, I want to learn how to mold something, and I know that this member knows how, so I'll ask him, hey, could you host a class? And he'll run a class, and we have a meetup group, and there's I think 1,300 people or so in the group, and so like for the laser cutter, we'll host a monthly class, and it's, hey, if you want to be approved to use our laser cutter, you can come and take this class, and it's $30, and then you get training, and one of the members will teach that. And we have had like electronics night where you can learn some programming for that, or for the CNC router. But for the most part, it's not a teaching educational space. It's more of a come work on your projects, and then you can reach out on like the mailing list, or we have a Discord channel now, and you can talk to other members and say, hey, does anybody need anything from McMaster? I'm placing an order there, or hey, I'm gonna host a website design class. Does anybody want to come learn that? Yeah.
And then the other big question that I'm always interested to hear the response to, was one of the best questions I ever heard, was how do you guys manage to avoid board member burnout?
We don't have a lot of responsibilities as a board member, so it's not really taxing, but we have a max of 3 years, so you can't serve 3 terms. We have an officers meeting every once in a while. We don't do a whole lot as a board, so it's not too difficult. There's regular projects we have to work on, like take out trash, go get more water to put in the fridge. We make sure we'll check in every once in a while to make sure people are paying dues. We now have like an automated subscription thing, so if somebody cancels their membership or somebody signs up as a membership, we'll get an alert. But we're not going after fundings. We haven't like gotten any grants or anything like that ever. We're not doing a whole lot of work as a board, so it's not too hard. It's mostly a passive position.
And is that a communal election process, or is it just whoever steps up to a position?
Most years it's whoever we can coax into stepping up for a position. So there's definitely voting. I'm not sure if we ever have had any, 2 people running for the same position. But we have a vote. I mean, we have bylaws. It's a big group every time, and then sometimes one person will volunteer to do work to add something to the website or things. But it's really not really run by anyone. Like we have official board positions, but it's not like Noisebridge is. If you've been out there, where there's basically no one in charge. But we just have a few members and a few people do a few things, and it's been able to last and grow. And people are excited about sharing and telling each other about the space, so they'll come out and support the space for that and attract new members that way and tell their friends. Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.